Hey there, welcome back. Nick up here at Maple Motors in Hendersonville, Tennessee. Today's test drive is a 1969 Pontiac Firebird. Come back to 400 under the hood. No power brakes, do have power steering. Motor seems to be running pretty strong. Of course, we're gonna take it down the road, point out any kind of flaws so you know exactly what you're getting before you get here. Check it out at maplemotors.com. We have financing and shipping available. It's also 100 detailed pictures. And of course, you can check out any test drive here week by week. Monday, we update the website with new rides. And I hope you enjoyed this video. If you do, hit subscribe, share it. That helps me out. It's about that time. Let's go for a ride. Before we take off in any vehicle, we check everything out on the interior. Place those bets. Do you think the horn works? It's a game we like to play here. Coming across the dash, it's actually in pretty good shape. Maybe a little warp there in the middle. This is a nice dash. It's definitely a replacement. Of course, coming across here, we're gonna look in the console. It's got the shifter boot still. Seats are in good shape. Back seat, nice and clean. Package tray, same way. Headliner, a little wrinkled up in the corners, but still looks good. Got the light, it's still working. The cover is good. The visors on this one look nice and clean. Let's go ahead and start it up. Starts up pretty good. I noticed on a cold start, you got to give it a second and be a little patient. A couple pumps later, it starts right up. It does have the Holley choke down here, manual choke. It looks like some of the paint is flaking off around that. They put a little silicone and painted it. I'm not sure why they cut the vent out at one point, but they did. It's showing 58,000 miles on the dash. Hard to stand behind that just because it's a 69 model. Wipers, working. Blower motor, working. Radio, it sounds terrible, but it's working. And of course the horn. Did you place those bets? The turn signal's popping up. It's got good odds. Everything's working. Horn works good. Does this one? Yep. Does this one? They all work. All right, let's hit the road, see how she runs and drives. Okay, getting ready to take off down the road. We do have seat belts in this ride here, and they look fairly new. Okay, anything I see I will let you know. That's why I do the videos for you. Gas gauge is above half a tank and floating around. I do believe we have fuel and it's working. Good thing is a lot of these gauges are working. A lot of things are working inside this car. All right, let's roll. Chirp out of her. Speedometer's coming up on the dash, and this one's correct as far as going down the road. That's straight as an arrow, guys. Tight steering, brakes. They feel good, especially for non-power. To stay away from the dump truck here. I don't know what he's hauling. This car feels great going down the road. The clutch feels good. It's shifting out correctly. We don't need gas. Gas gauge is working. Everything's working across the dash. Alright, so what I like to do next is get some undercarriage shots, also drive through the parking lot, kind of get an idea what it looks like, what it sounds like on the outside perspective for y'all at home. And if you like the video, hit subscribe and share, that helps me out. Alright, so let's get started here. Undercarriage shots coming up soon. Got y'all set up. Y'all look pretty good. You're on the head cam right now. So far, so good on this ride. I went ahead and did the walk around, point out, you know, chip scratches, flaws. I'm gonna put that at the end. I always try to put it at the end, keep the videos fluent. That way you know where to go when you're buying the car. That's the reason I keep them in a pattern the way I do. Plus, it helps me push out more videos, get more cars done. Because, guys, we take in a lot of vehicles. So it helps me a lot when I got a fluid pattern. And of course, hold don't mean sold until it's paid for, and this one's not. So putting a video out for you before you say a comment below. But I feel like after this video, it's not gonna last. This thing is nice and smooth. Everything's the way it should be. It's got cosmetic issues. That's pretty much it. Looks like our gas gauge is working. Our speedometer's working. The odometer's working. It's shifting out nice and smooth. Straight as an arrow. Tight steering. Plenty of power. Great brakes. I mean, I'm barely touching them. If I really wanted to get into them, throws forward there. Getting into the throttle. I mean, it's a pretty tight car. I didn't even pop the clutch, guys. I just let the clutch do, let it out and let the car do the work. Still pulled hard. And of course, 69 is my favorite year of Camaro and Firebird. It's definitely the best look in my opinion, but there's a lot of opinions out there. That was just mine. I love the way the fender wells do a D shape. It's kind of off topic here, but when I was younger, when I was up here learning, you know, the models of cars and stuff for Camaros and Firebirds, it was 67 vent window, 68 has an 8-shaped fender well, and 69, which I don't know where I come up with this, but 9D, I don't know, ADHD did it. It was a D-shaped fender well, and it made it easy to tell them apart. Okay, we're back at the lot now. Be sure to hit subscribe. We're coming up next, picking out the flaws. Thanks for watching. All right, let's get started picking out the flaws. We're gonna walk around this ride. Anything I find, you'll know about it. Coming up on the front end, you got a few chips right here by the headlights. You can see down at the bottom, the paint's a little thick. Them turn signals. This is a lower quality paint job. It's got cracks. You can see a little bit of waviness on top of the fender there. But keep in mind, it is a pretty nice looking car, so just has a lower quality paint job on it. You could see cracks right here in the front. You got some dings up in the nose here on the grill. You got some more cracks up here. Spot right here popping up around the headlight. Coming on down this lower portion, you can see down the side of the car there. Let's go. Tires are in great shape up and over the fender here. You've got a couple little bubbles popping up. Kind of see them in the paint job there on that fender as well. Down this lower portion, bubbles in the corner of the door. A little rust there popping up. Up and over the fender, you got a chip in the back here. Scratches right here. A little sticker on the bumper, it looks like. A little glue. Back that midsection. Little chip here, chip there, on top. Door handle looks good. A couple chips in the middle of the door. Spot there. Scratch. Thick on the paint here. Up and over the top of the fender. A few little blotches, blemishes. I think a good wax would help this car out a lot when it comes to all these little spots on the paint. It almost looks like water spots. On top here you got a lot of little dimples. Got a chip here. Your front windshield's in good shape. It looks great. Trim around it, not bad at all. Mirror's in good shape. Up and over your pillar here. A spot there. You got some bubbles up top here. Chips, cracks in the paint down in that jam there on the roof. Thick on the paint back here. A little spot popping up on top. Little bubbles. Coming on down this back side. Back window is not in bad shape. The trim, a little hazy. Coming around the back here. You got dual exhaust out the back. The chrome on this bumper's got a little bit of pitting in it. You got a chip right here in the back corner in there. You got a crack back here, right by the exhaust. In your jams, chips. Weather stripping looks good. It looks like somebody's replaced it. Trunk lid itself, solid. Looks good. Lots of chips over on this side, down on that bottom portion. Feels pretty good. You got a spare tire in the trunk here. It actually looks really good. You can tell there's a little bit of moisture getting in here. You can see it from the paint. You can see a little bit of moisture under this tire. It's got a slight leak, probably from your back window. The package tray on this one is actually in good shape. Light surface rust on it is all I'm seeing. You got a little bit of glue over here in the corner. You see where that fender's been replaced. The wires here could be tucked away a little bit better. It would not be a hard job to do that. Coming on down with this trunk lid. Shuts easy. Of course, I got a magnet tag on the back. That doesn't stay there. Some of y'all think it bolted into the bumper. There's a little spot here. Little spot here. There's some bubbles on top of the fender here. You can see them running down here. pretty evenly spaced. That may be where they put the fender in. Got a blemish here in the middle. Around this edge, you got some chips. Looks like some up around this corner. Coming on down, lower portion here. Get some chips in the back from the tires kicking up rocks, coming up over your rear fender and down. Little spot in the paint in the corner of the door. Got some bubbles at the bottom of the door here. Up and over. Cracks here, chip here. Little bubble in the middle of the door there. Some of this stuff may not be popping up on camera, but it is there. Hopefully you can see it very well. Got some chips around the lock and the door handle there up top. Door handle itself's in pretty good shape. And of course on top of this fender you've got those little bubbles that I was showing you. Your weather stripping's dry, still soft, but it needs to be replaced. It's soon to be crumbling. Mirrors have been replaced. Chips right here. Front windshield looks great. And of course, hold don't mean sold until it's paid for. Hold is a deposit, $1,000 deposit put down on a car. Gives you about a week to come up with the rest of the money. If you don't, then you lose your deposit. Also, there can be a hold, 24-hour hold, for somebody to come down and just take a look at it. That way it's not gone when they get here. We try to be as fair as possible. We're not going to sell anybody out. We're not going to take a higher offer. We have that happen all the time. They're like, oh, I'll give you $2 grand more. No, sorry. We're not like that. Top of the fender is a dimple there. A little spot here. Got some dimples in the front too. We've made it around the ride. Let's check out the inside. Buzzer works. Door panel, not in bad shape. You can see on top it's got some indentions. Weather stripping, it's decent. It's crumbly at the top. Bottom of the door, a little bit of rust in the corner there. Your jam here looks pretty good. Your trim looks good. Go ahead and start it up. No gas, give it a little gas. I noticed you do have to give it a little gas for it to start up. It's been staying nice and cool. The seat looks good. You got a little wear right here on the edge, but the actual seat itself looks pretty good. You got a little fading going on here. Back seats, not too bad. Package tray, looks decent. Headliner can be tightened up just a hair. It's not perfect, you can see, but it looks new. So somebody put it in. I call that a mechanic's headliner. That's when it doesn't take it to an upholstery shop. They tried to do it themselves, couldn't get it tight. That's why the upholstery shops are there though. I don't blame you for trying. I would have. You got some light cracks right there in your air controls. Dash looks great on this one. This right here looks like they put some glue on and painted. bad at all. Got plenty of pep, shifts out good, runs and drives good, and all the mechanicals seem to be working. Got you some undercarriage shots earlier. You could slow it down, pause the video, check everything out. Under the hood here, you can see where they painted this and it's kind of chipping. Motor seems to be running a little smooth. Or pretty smooth, not a little smooth. Not shaking or vibrating, there's no mist. Looks like they got some fuel, they've replaced the fuel line. Fairly new steel filter. Looks like fairly new plug wires. I like the blue, they look good. Okay, check the edges of the hood. We've checked all around the car, listened to the motor, kind of looked at the engine bay. Let's check the hood when it's down. You see on the nose there's a chip. It shuts very easy. Got a good look there. The hood itself's got a few blotches, I guess what you call them. Almost looks like water spots. Dent in there. Little spots around the 400 of them. All right, guys. Again, hit subscribe, share, hit like. That helps me out quite a bit. Keeps me making these videos for you every day. I do about 3 cars a day. It takes a while to put them together. So sometimes I put out vehicles that have sold, but I'll put them out first and mark them sold, because if I already got the video, you know, I'm going to show you the car. This one, it's not 100% sold at all right now. Check out maplemotors.com for finance and shipping. Detailed pictures. And again, thank you for watching. I'll see you later. Have a good one.